He is. So. No, just we're excited to get back on the court on Saturday, and with having some time off this week, we want to work on our bodies, get some rest, get fresh, and be excited to get back on the court. I'm excited for this game Saturday, THON game. I know our students are going to show up, and it's for such an unbelievable cause. This is my first year experience in THON, so I'm glad we could be somewhat of a start it up and get everybody fired up on the game at 6:30 against Minnesota. And it's for an incredible cause that's been going on here for a long, long time. So I appreciate that I can be a part of it.
How you doing?
All right, Nate. How you?
I'm good. When you look at the Big Ten road games that you've had,
yeah.
What's the balance between everybody gets smacked around at Purdue, right? Just a bunch of teams have that happen versus it being a trend, something that you're looking at.
Yeah, it's I went back and looked at our itinerary, looked at our practice schedule the day before we leave. You watch the tape numerous times, and to me, playing on the road is really hard. Playing some of these teams is everyone's got to go through it. I think the toughest thing for me to evaluate and understand is we're just not getting off to great starts on the road. So now we're putting ourselves in such a hole. And if you take that run away that starts the game or early in the game, and after that we're battling, but we're such in a hole, it just puts you at a deficit, as I told our guys, that it's hard to come back from. And I don't think it's not for the lack of effort or energy. It's almost like, all right, you're tiptoeing into a road game to see what's going to happen, and then you find out quick. You get smashed quick, and now you're fighting frustration. You're fighting the scoreboard, and that's hard. And we haven't learned it quick enough because it's happened a few times. It's some of the resolve that we've had has been great, but you can't put yourself in that hole, and it's been difficult without a doubt. I always prided my teams on going on the road and finding ways, and we haven't done that yet. We still have a lot of opportunities to do that, but that's been a frustrating aspect of this group with me, and I got to get better. We all got to continue to get better, and you tweak some things maybe going on the road to see if it could help your team.
Mike, with the 6 days off in between games here, do you kind of use this as a reevaluation standpoint, from a reevaluation standpoint, to look at the team and see what you can change the rest of the way now that we're 2/3 of the way through the season?
Yeah, we probably did that a little bit earlier than other years for me. I probably did that more over Christmas time, John, than now. But it is what it is in this first year. We can't get bigger and stronger, John, in the last 6 days. Man, I tried, but we can't. There's just some things that we can tweak, and some things we can maybe, all right, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to change this or that. A few things. The biggest thing to me, because the last 3 weeks the stretch was crazy, was making sure we're really fresh and our bodies are right. And I think the guys have done a great job of that. We didn't kill them this week. We got in. We got great reps in. I thought our attitude was great. One thing about this group is if we don't win the game, they're disappointed. They're mad. And that's what you want in your first year when things aren't going your way. Now there's a level of frustration all the time because everybody wants to play better. You want to coach better. But I do think we've improved throughout the year, even after some tough losses like the other day on the road. All right, can we respond from that and get better? So still a lot of basketball left in this league. The things that are going on, you see it every night on TV, and just take care of what's in front of you. That's the most important thing. So yeah, there's some things we're tweaking. Overhaul changes, probably not as much, but definitely some tweaks and some different ideas going down the home stretch.
How have you seen the three-point shooting progress throughout the season, and where do you think it is at right now?
Well, it's better, that's for sure, statistically, and guys making shots and bigger shots, and sometimes when you see a couple guys make them, it becomes a snowball effect and gives you confidence. So, I thought the Ohio State game in that second half, we really got each other threes and guys knocked them down. Gives you confidence, and now we got to be consistent with it. We're getting open threes. We have the right guys shooting them. We got to shoot the ball like we did in the second half there and some other games. But yeah, it just helps us. It helps us score points. It helps us give each other spacing. It helps guys like Kanye and Ace get downhill. It gives people around the rim and cutters more room because they're worried about our three-point shooting. So it's got to be a constant as we move along.
Afternoon, Mike.
Hey, how we doing?
Doing good. How's Puff handled the past couple of weeks, moving from the starting lineup into that bench role, and then we saw him get going in the second half a little bit at Ohio State. How can he keep that moving forward?
Yeah, just pumping him with confidence, and he saw some things happen for himself the second half of that Ohio State game. So personally for him, okay, I could do this. That approach, and he's a mature older guy, so he's been through this. And if you're in athletics long enough and you play, it's ups and downs, and it's how you respond to it. I think he responded very well. He always has a great attitude. He's about the right stuff, and I think when he's disappointed in his play, he comes into practice locked in, trying to get better. So I appreciate that of him, and it's been a tough road for him at times. But I think he cares about his teammates. He cares about doing things the right way, which is the approach you got to have. And we need him to play aggressively and confidently down the stretch, because that gives us a huge bonus. So I think he handles it well. He's a mature young man. He was raised the right way. He's about the right stuff. That's why I'm glad he's here with us.
Hey, Mike, thanks for the time.
You bet.
So, what have you seen from Dawson Garcia on film, and what type of challenge do you think he presents?
Yeah, a big challenge. He's a versatile big guy, 6'10", 230, 225, 230, and he's a guy that can hit threes. He's a guy that can, attack you in different isolations all over the court. And, of course, he's, down on the block. He's a bear. He draws a lot of fouls, finishes in different ways. So we'll have our hands full, and we gotta guard him by committee. Different guys got to guard him and make it really hard for him. But we also, I always say, players like that could just single-handedly beat you the way they play offense. You got to make sure they play on the other end as well. And he's a super talented player, and I think Minnesota's had success because he's had success. So just got to make it really hard for him. Shutting him out is probably going to be really, really hard. But man, if he gets anything, you got to make him earn it. And we'll have a lot of different guys guarding him, and we just got to make sure we're putting a body on him all the time, because he is a terrific player.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
All right, how you?
Could you talk a little bit about Nick's development this year and now into the starting lineup again? What he brings to the court energy-wise, but especially from last year to this year, what he's improved on, especially offensively.
Yeah, I'm really proud of Nick. Since we recruited Nick and he's played for us, he's always been a pleaser, and I'm saying that in a real positive way. Like, he wants to do right by the coaches and his teammates, so that's why he plays so hard. He does the dirty work and all that. But I think Nick has also worked on his game and has improved, and his handle's improved, his left hand has improved, his finishing around the basket has improved. Just having feel in the game where you guys didn't know this, but he didn't always stop off 2 feet in the post and sit down. He would try to challenge everyone and take some wild shots, and he's just matured as a young man. It's carried over to the court, and he's finding different ways to really help us. And he plays hard. He competes. He's got that energy that becomes contagious. But I also think this year he's done a good job of working on his game, sticking around after practice, working on his shot, understanding the game, watching more tape. And when you have a guy like that that's a pleaser and he's working really hard in his game and he plays really hard, it's a good combination for success, and really proud of him.
Hey, Mike, how's
Hey,
it going?
Joe, how we doing?
Good. So getting back to Minnesota, I saw that they're 9th in the entire nation in assists per game. Just from your from a defensive perspective, just what are you looking for your team to do to disrupt that?
When a team does that, that means they really attack you and get that ball hot. So we got to do a good job of guarding the ball and making them over dribble against our pressure. We got to be in the gaps, and we can't be out of position. Because if you're out of position and that ball gets moving, that's where you give up a three. That's where you give up a dump off. And, we got to do a really good job of keeping the ball in front of us and pressure them. I think we got to do a really good job of being ready for kickouts, be ready for one-mores, quick reversals to run guys off the line. So, it's easier said than done, but when you have a team that really keeps that ball hot and passes it, you got to be in perfect position, perfect held position, and have great awareness for what could be the next play. And you do that, and you can pressure the ball. It slows the ball down. Now the ball's not as hot. Now it does, sticks a little bit. That's what you hope for. We'll practice that here, getting ready for these guys.
Hey, Mike. Demetrius has been able to give you a lot of good minutes recently, especially in the Wisconsin game, even if it's not shown up in the scorebook. What's the next step in his development as a player?
Well, I think, he's just playing super hard. And he's starring in his role. When he goes in the game, great post defense, great ball screen defense. If he can get the rebound, keep his man from getting it. The offensive end, keep that ball hot, roll really hard to the rim, try to get a layup out of it, crash the offensive glass, but then keep that ball hot and get to the next action with his teammates. I think he's doing that, and he's doing that. That's why he's playing more and more, and I just think his energy, his nose for the ball has really helped us, and I'm really proud of him. When you're an undersized and not as athletic as other bigs that you're playing against, you got to be different. And you got to be a junkyard dog, and you got to be able to move that ball and make plays that always, like you said, that don't always show up on the stat sheet, but they're showing up in positive plays for your team on both ends of the court, and he's doing that. What's next for him is just like he did this offseason, just be so dedicated to changing his body and getting stronger. He's going to be an undersized post. You got to be stronger, and build his body to a point where he doesn't get tired. There isn't much fatigue when he's out there. It's harder, but that's the next step for him.
Hey, Mike. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You look like you were doing homework back there.
I'm tweeting a little bit. So Minnesota's currently on a 4-game losing streak heading into this one. You guys went through a similar skid earlier in the season. How does that experience for you kind of help you prepare and understand what they might be going through right now?
Yeah, well, you when you lose like that, and they've had some close ones, you're mad, you're frustrated, you can't wait to play the next game. I always say when you lose a few, you can become a wounded animal. A wounded animal becomes dangerous too, right? So we got to respect that because we went through it too, and this league makes that happen a lot. To good teams too. So you got to respect whoever we play, and they're a very talented team. They're bigger than us. They're stronger than us. So we know we have our hands full. So I don't look at that as much as the way we match up with them and what we have to do. But I know they'll be excited to play. They, after the last couple of games, they want to get in here and they want to go get a road win on the Big Ten. So we got to be ready to go.
Mike, you touched on it in your opening statement a little bit, but with the THON game, having this opportunity to experience that for the first time, what are you kind of looking forward to? And with so many new players, who this is new to them too, what are you guys doing to try to get the whole experience?
Yeah, the biggest message I want our players to get out of it is to pay it forward. That mentality. That's that's been a Penn State thing and a THON thing for a long time, where it's over $200 million in all these years for pediatric cancer. Like, think about that, and how many people have been involved in that over all the years. All the Penn State people. So our team and our staff and myself can now be a part of that. That's an honor. And unfortunately, cancer, if it already hasn't struck us, each of us individually, it will. And some your family members, friends, loved ones, whatever. So we all should be a part of that and helping. And in my family growing up, it was always about pay it forward. Take care of those around you, help everybody around you, and things come back to you tenfold in different ways. And so our guys could be a part of THON for the first time, and our staff. And it's bigger than all of us, but we all have a part of it, which is cool. Our part is Saturday, get everybody excited, the THON game, bring awareness, get people excited for February 16th, right, that it starts. And that should be a lot of fun. And I was down in the hub today passing out flyers, walking around everyone to say, show up for the game Saturday, do some pre-gaming, show up for the 6:30 game. It's a THON game. Everyone's going to get a cool T-shirt and be a part of it. I'm going to wear a pair designed Air Force Ones by a young kid that is battling cancer, and he designed my sneakers I'm going to wear, and we're going to auction them off. So we could be a part of it, and we could pay it forward and to honor Declan. So, I mean, that's the neat thing about it. We all could have a part of this just by attending the game and see what else we can do. So I want our guys to experience it, understand the importance of it, because I think that's what it's all about. So we're all here with this awesome experience of being a part of Penn State. These guys are going, getting a scholarship to get a college education, play big-time basketball, but now they could be a part of something bigger than all of us. It's a cool thing.
Last question, Shane.
Okay. Coach, what does Pat Flannery mean to you in this program, and how important is fundraising when you're trying to put teams together year after year?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's a piece of the pie now that, like it or not, it's here. And, we want to make it. We want to do it right. We want to do it above board. And Coach Flannery, who I played for, he's a dear mentor to me, and he has experience in fundraising after he got retired as a coach, and his connections in Pennsylvania and throughout so many areas. We're gonna build it the right way, and it doesn't mean it's gonna, it's not gonna be. We're not gonna do what some of these other schools are doing. We're gonna do it the right way. The professional way, the way it represents Penn State. Coach knows that. He and I look at basketball and life and our players very similar. Give these guys great opportunities to come here and have great experiences. And so he's jumped right in the deep end of fundraising. I'm right with him side to side, and it's a big part of what we got to do moving forward. But we got to do it the right way. And the most important thing for me is, if we're going to do it, I want it to be sustainable. That it has, it's a proper business model. So we do it the right way, and we're just not hoping every year. We want to build it the right way so it's sustainable, so we could build this program for a long period of time. Good. Thanks, guys.